Hi everyone, and welcome to Exploration Gaming. My name is Marco, and I'm the Bob Ross of ESO. I love playing this game, and of course meeting other gamers and building a community where we can have fun and help each other out. The vibe on this channel is a little different than most content creators for the Elder Scrolls Online, and I hope you'll keep coming back. One of the things I really love about ESO is housing. It's said that decorating and furnishing houses is the true endgame, and I tend to believe that. So today's video was weeks and weeks in the making. We'll be touring my primary residence and social gathering place for my guild, Exploration Gamers on the PCNA, which you're more than welcome to join. Now, most decorators only show off their finished homes, but I thought it would be fun to splice in some early photos so you could see what the property looked like before we rolled up our sleeves. If you're a decorator in the making and just getting started, I hope this house will inspire you to create your own personal space and use your creative vision to make it happen. I've got a bunch of people to thank: Selena, Jeff, who you'll read about in a moment, and most of all Chris. We didn't always agree, but these friends helped me perfect my concept and design. And there's even a lore story that goes along with the house, which I'll cover in another video if you're interested in a little storytelling. I bought these ruins for 12,000 crowns, which I saved up from my ESO Plus subscription. It's a ginormous property, and we've only made it bigger by building a dock and an observation deck where they didn't exist before. There are 700 furnishings here, each carefully placed. A funny house guest, 2 parse dummies, dozens of fountains and statues, and I'm a collector, and more than 100 lighting features. The sweaty boys with YouTube channels don't usually have the decorating gene, which is one of the things that sets me apart. Something that I've noticed when visiting other players' homes is the tendency to block off entire sections, or even ignore the interior entirely. This may be just because of the furnishing cap, but my personal feeling is that you have to work with the lore and the vibe, the space and the architecture of the property that you buy, while still allowing your imagination to run wild with the original ideas. We tried to employ a little logic in where we put things. For instance, the magical coral that grows inside this cove seemed like a good place for it. The ruins themselves are huge, and we tried to keep tapestries and those kinds of things inside and use more statues and steel things outside. And here's a crafting area. I especially like the light through the windows in this. Here's a little art gallery. The concept was that this wizard has collected things through his journeys. The tree, of course, is a magical tree. We tried to show a lot of magic through nature. This beautiful pool with the statue. Really Chris's brainchild here. And I love it. I was intent on getting the waterfalls, and I think there are a lot of them, as you'll notice in here. A lot of the furnishings are achievements. things that you can do in-game and earn. This would traditionally be a throne room area, but I wanted it to be a meeting place for wizards where they could gather together. And the butterflies, the monarchs, are attracted to the magic of the place. The stained glass up above is what gives the lighting effect on the floor. You can see that the original building was very gray, very bleak, and just filled with stone, so the concept was to bring in light and also a lot of plant life. This is a statue of Vivek. It's always smart to move things upside down, put them on their side, see how things look. And of course you have to live with the design for a while. A lot of things aren't perfect on your first try. So you move things around and see if they work. Now, none of these palm trees existed outside. We added all of those. And we're coming up to the dock, which also didn't exist. The beating heart is a reminder of a long ago foe that the wizard fought. The statues give a very serene feel to it. And if you visit the house, that you can see that the music from the music boxes adds an ambiance to it. This is a reading and studying area. Again, the interplay of light is very important, as well as the statues. And we're coming up to the dining area. There's games tables here, including tribute. And you can see the tables are set up in a very Harry Potter-like vibe where students can... Here I have a tall papa and a jester's box. I like there to be as many interactive things so when guests come they can turn things on and off, hit gongs and instruments. I'm always attracted to furnishings that have some animation to them. Here's Bragas standing by the tribute table, waiting for a game. And now we're headed upstairs to the top landing. Up here there were 3 pools. These pools were originally thought to be used for healing the mind and the spirit and the body. The greenhouse was added, and the greenhouse became the bedroom for the wizard. I especially like the view of the waterfall through the greenhouse glass. You'll probably recognize some of the antiquity items that we've placed. I don't mind working for an item if I think it's interesting or if it will go well. Now this was just a field, and it just kind of ended. But we really liked the view when we climbed up on the rocks, so we built a deck and put in the windmill. We used some fabricant trees, and this became kind of a clockwork area with a telescope that's looking up at a celestial vortex. And this is where the wizard would study the astronomy, things that are going on in the heavens. A lot of interesting clockwork things that I'm especially attracted to those furnishings. I think they're great. I only wish you could look through the telescope. Now, these bridges didn't exist. But you can really get an idea of the property and the view from these bridges. There's the moon gate in the distance, and you can see some of the architecture from the Elsewhere chapters is on that side of the property. Over here is a little nod to Bob Ross, who is one of my inspirations for the channel. Here you can see there was really nothing there. And there was nothing on this side of the property as well. It was really kind of weedy and sparse. And there it is. Trees and a fountain, all the Elsewhere temples. And of course, the property has a really beautiful look at night as well. Here's a couple of thrones. Anytime there's a chair or a bench, a player character can sit on those. This bridge also didn't exist, but we wanted a way to get down. That wouldn't involve going back into the house. This is a little burial area where wizards who had passed away are watched over. Especially meaningful now, since we lost someone. Any place that a statue could go, I was determined to put a statue. The way this turned out. And there are 3 elements there. And thanks for watching this video. Please like and leave a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. You're all invited to come to the house and look around for yourselves. Afternoon tea is served promptly at 3 p.m. on the observation deck. As always, I'm Marco. Have fun decorating a house. Be kind to other players, and keep exploring.